Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be doing the upper sum, lower sum, and the Riemann sum from chapter 5 since the first video got taken down. So let me start by reading my question. Estimate the area under the curve y equals to 1 minus x squared between x is equals to 0 and x is equals to 1 using 4 rectangles. So my first step is always going to be finding something called my delta x. My delta x is b minus a over n. B and a are my limits, 1 minus 0 over 1 over n. My n is the number of rectangles that they told me, which is 4. So my delta x is going to be 1 over 4. My second step is going to be drawing my rectangles. So let me draw my rectangles first. Okay, now I know that my rectangles are going to start from x is equals to 0 and they're going to end at x is equals to 1. And my delta x is 1 over 4, so each one of these is 1 over 4. So I'm going to be adding 1 over 4 until I reach 1. So when I do 0 plus 1 over 4, I'm going to get 1 over 4. Now keep in mind these are my x values here. Then I'm going to also start at 1 over 4, so the end point is the start point for the next one. So 1 over 4 plus another 1 over 4 is going to give me 2 over 4. I'm gonna start at 2 over 4 here. 2 over 4 plus 1 over 4 is 3 over 4, and I'm just going to plug in my 3 over 4 here. Now what's my next step going to be? I'm going to be finding the corresponding y value for each one of them. So I'm going to substitute each one of those into my y, and I'm going to be getting my y values. So when I substitute 0, I'm going to get 1. And when I substitute 1 over 4, I get 15 over 16. This is also going to be 15 over 16 because it's also 1 over 4. When I substitute 2 over 4, I get 3 over 4. This is also going to be 3 over 4. And when I substitute 3 over 4, I get 7 over 16. This is also going to be 7 over 16. And when I substitute 1, I get 0. Okay, so now I'm going to be solving using my upper sum. So I'm going to be solving using the upper sum. What is the upper sum? The upper sum means I'm basically using the larger value of y. So larger y value. And if you want to memorize it, the larger y value is always on the left. So it's the left of each rectangle. So which one is going to be? Let's highlight them. So for the upper sum, I'm going to be highlighting in blue. So I have 1, 15 over 16, 3 over 4, and 17 over 16. So all of the ones to the left are always my bigger values. If you want to memorize it, upper sum, always the ones to the left. Okay, now how am I going to solve this? First, I'm going to plug in my delta x, which we found was 1 over 4. So 1 over 4 into the values I highlighted. So all the values to the left, I'm going to add them to each other. So I'm going to do 1 over 4 into 1 plus 15 over 16 plus 3 over 4 plus 7 over 16. This is going to give me 25 over 32. Now on the slide, the doctor has a different answer, but she has the same formula here. So I'm pretty sure it's a mistake from her because I did this on the calculator like a million times and I got this answer, which is 0.78125, but you don't really have to write it, just keep it as a fraction. Now I'm gonna solve using my lower sum. My lower sum is basically I'm using the smaller y value from each rectangle. So smaller y value, which means I'm going to be using what? All the values to the right. So which values am I going to be using? Let me highlight them with green. So I'm going to be using the green for this. So 15 over 16 here, 3 over 4, 7 over 16, and 0. So like the previous one, I'm going to get my 1 over 4. So 1 over 4, which is my delta x, into these values. So 15 over 16 plus 3 over 4 plus 7 over 16 plus 0. And when I put this on the calculator, I get 17 over 32, which is equals to 0.5 0.3125. So we get the concept for this one. Let's move on to my next point. Alright, so now I'm going to be solving if they asked me to solve using the midpoint. Now, how do I solve using the midpoint? I am going to find the midpoint for each rectangle. How do I do that? I am going to take both values, so 0 plus 1 over 4, divide by 2. Then for the next one, I'm going to take 1 over 4 plus 2 over 4, divide by 2. Same thing here, 2 over 4 plus 3 over 4, divide by 2, 3 over 4 plus 1, divide by 2. That's how I find my midpoint. Now, once I do this, I am going to get, for my first rectangle, I get my midpoint to be 1 over 8. For the second rectangle, I get my midpoint to be 3 over 8. For my third rectangle, I get my midpoint to be 5 over 8. And for my last rectangle, I get my midpoint to be 7 over 8. Now I'm going to substitute these values into y. I'm not gonna show it, you just know 1 over 8, plug it in this equation on the calculator, and once you do, you get, for the first rectangle, 63 over 64. For the second rectangle, you get 55 over 64. For your third rectangle, you get 39 over 64. For my final rectangle, I get 15 over 64. Now, like the previous ones, but now just using the midpoints, I am going to do my delta x, which is 1 over 4, into the values of y, which are 63 over 64 plus 55 over 64 plus 39 over 64 plus 15 over 64. Now, once I solve that, I get 0.6718. Now, let's focus on the concept and not the final answer. Okay, so this is going to be the Riemann sum, which is, I use the upper sum, the lower sum, and the midpoint to find or to estimate the area under the curve.